If you love what we do, then please consider supporting CryptFail on Patreon. Your support helps us grow and to create more content more often. And now, on with the show. Battlelords of the 23rd Century!
So, do you think that the house pals from the hole knows how to use an elevator?
Well, even if they don't know how to use an elevator, one of them certainly managed to rip through the ceiling and enter the higher levels, so...
Is that the one I shot?
Don't know.
Oh, hodgepodge.
Didn't ask.
As if Howls could operate an elevator, and he's... Clemens types on the keypad, enters in his personal code, and the doors open, and he turns back to look at you. Now, same rules apply. Up there, any shooting going on, don't hit the windows, okay?
Right, got it.
Open, the bright light from the elevator sort of illuminates the area, and giving this sort of almost a glorious look behind Clemens. He's like, you guys are in a darkened corridor with broken lights and damp and rusty fixtures. For a moment, the air is quiet, and then suddenly you hear a...
I heard a noise.
Okay, so down where Clemens was, he was standing as the doors open and the bright light, washing over you in the dark corridor. He turned around to tell you, be careful where to shoot. And then from above him, a tail came down almost like with whip-like fashion and straight up through the back of the middle of the neck and out through his mouth. And he's just sort of standing there wobbling as blood gurgles out of his mouth and his eyes look in abject horror, and he slumps to the floor.
Is the thing still attached?
As the tail, yep, but it slides off the tail, and the critter, or Howl, jumps down onto the ground behind him and starts tearing into him.
Okay.
And what's it look like?
It looks like a giant rat.
Oh, okay. So that's still a rat.
And
Good.
he's gonna snap
Very
his rifle
good.
up, change into anything, and just shoot at the bastard.
The bullet slams in just above its left torso area, and you can... it literally throws the Howl back 2 meters into the elevator. It starts spinning and screaming, writhing around in pain as it tries to nip at whatever is causing the pain at the left-hand side of it. Its front left leg is virtually useless. It's just, blood's just pouring out onto the ground, and it starts to slow down. It lays down and it expires.
Well, that's not good.
After the shot was fired, the Matzian kind of wriggles and starts to separate into multiple different pieces. It seems to be having trouble keeping its shape.
What's going on with you?
He does not respond.
Great, Blobby's coming to pieces.
Seems to be. Again, this is not good.
And reload.
And at this point, everyone's ears are ringing.
Szak goes to Clemens, kneels down, puts his hand to search for a pulse, turns to the others and say, "Me no think he make it."
Don't think so. Nope.
And blood is just spreading out from the back of Clemens's neck all over the front of the elevator. You can hear it dripping down through the gap. And
Which
there's a
isn't
pool of
great
blood
because
underneath the howl now, and it's sort of spreading out a little bit.
now we have no idea where we're going.
Arkeeak points down the hall. That direction.
Sure, but not while the Blob's doing this. No.
Well, weren't we going to the control room, he said?
Maybe. But I think we have to wait for him to regroup.
The pieces are slowly forming together again, and sort of like tendrils come between them, and eventually the parts return to normal. Loud noises are my weakness.
So that's gonna happen any time there's gunfire?
Like in an elevator.
Why are you a mercenary? We weren't in the elevator.
In tight spaces right next to the shot. Hopefully not, but
Why are you a mercenary?
well,
Yeah, but somebody claps next to you and you'll fall apart.
that was hardly a clap.
Anyway, Clemens is dead. Don't know if you missed that. You kind of fell apart. Now we have to go find the control room?
And they hit Clemens's body and sort of squash it a little bit, and you can see it's, and then as it pulls back away, it's dragging blood.
How did the howl get into the elevator?
I don't know.
Kind of slide along the floor and look up and down to make sure, one, that the elevator is actually there, and see if there's like a hole in the floor or ceiling.
Yeah, so your viscous nature is like pushing the blood around,
Fun.
and above where the howl did strike, there is a ripped open segment of the elevator, and it looks like it's been ripped inwards.
Arkeeak will drag Rogers out.
Wait, Rogers isn't
It's
here.
Clemens.
Rogers, Clemens. In all honesty, did any of us actually care?
Well, Clemens might... Sorry, I'm doing it now.
You
Rogers
did.
might still be alive. He ran away a while ago.
So not of any particular
He might
use
not
to
be.
us. So
Although if everyone's dead, who's going to pay us then?
I still feel bad for him.
Which one?
yeah.
The dead one. Clemens.
Which one? Oh.
That's
Yeah,
that's
too bad.
not a good way to go. Didn't even get a chance to defend himself.
Well, I mean, neither did Racquetball Boy. He got screwed up and he was playing racquetball. I mean, that's an embarrassing way to go. It's bad enough to do racquetball to begin with.
Well, we'd better go find out if everybody else is dead too.
Did this elevator open directly onto the command deck?
No idea.
No. You just had to go down a hallway. Oh. That was an in-character question. Okay. I shall be quiet.
A voice from the heavens!
Thank you, station
No.
computer. That answered the question.
Yes.
Okay, that's good, because
Find command deck.
Please state the nature of your emergency.
no, there's actually a nature of the emergency. The nature of the emergency is blobbies, chippers, poison might have been going to the command deck.
You think that the poison that was released onto the command deck?
I don't know.
Could have
But
been.
are we just going to open the door and walk in and go, is it? Yes, it was. I don't think that's going to be a great way to test. Do you have to breathe? I know, that's why I was asking it.
I don't think
Do you have, I've never thought about it before.
I don't think
I
Matsians
breathe?
need to breathe.
We don't know yet. We gotta... Anyway,
Because if you don't have
what
to
I
breathe,
want to know is why was there some...
then maybe we could send him in and see if there's like gas and stuff hanging. Or if there's...
But why was there one canister of poison and one just to knock people out?
Right.
And they're both empty.
Right.
So who was knocked out and not killed, and
See,
Yeah.
I had a feeling that it was knocking out the guests and was going to kill the staff, but that's a guess. I don't have anything to base on. I just don't want to
And
walk
what's the
into
point of any of
right,
it?
so I just don't want to walk onto the command deck and have Szak here
Yeah.
die. He's still got to bring many smiles.
Yeah, we can't have
No.
that. The dying, that is. We can definitely have the smiles.
I believe that I can probably survive for a little while. I do require oxygen
Without-
as an exchange to keep my cells working. However, I can probably go without it for a lot longer than the average creature.
Right, that sounded
Okay.
like you had to look up a nature thing there, but okay, good. Maybe you can go in first. You don't have to linger. You just have to see if they're actually dead or alive. Because if they're in there unconscious, you know it was a sleep agent.
And if they're dead, but not ripped up, yeah.
You know, you're good with computers. Maybe you can find a computer to vent the room. There might be an emergency venting process which you could do, and then we can go in and work out what to do.
Command things. Anyway, we've got to get in this elevator. The constant just doors opening and closing and smearing more blood is
Yeah, sorry, mate.
not particularly...
I'm searching him for key cards, keys, anything like that, and small change.
Small change.
A small change.
That
Well, he doesn't need it now. Arkeeak's pragmatic. Pragmatic? He's pragmatic.
Pragmatic. That's an interesting word.
He's pragmatic.
Word of the day, boys and girls.
He's
That's
is
right.
used the word pragmatic.
pragmatic.
It's the P words. He's also perceptuous.
I mean, like I said, I can probably withstand it for a little while, but
And no one said you had to move in. Just see what's up and then come back out.
Yeah, we just need to know if it's safe or not. And if it's not, is there an emergency venting system?
okay, sounds good. And he will get into the elevator.
Unless there's another plan.
I can't think of one. Szak?
Szak, that is not Zach's strong suit.
Fair, but if you wanted to weigh in,
Szak's
just
plan
thought
is-
I'd give the option.
Zach hit gas.
All right, we'll keep that one in mind.
Zach, bring muscle. You bring brain. Big brain.
Hmm.
And the elevator doors
So-
start to close again.
We're all taking this elevator?
Are we staying here and he's going and then coming back to tell us it's all done and it's okay, or what?
Well, I thought we were all going up in the elevator, but then only he was going in the command.
Yeah, but the computer just said that maybe the entire deck might be flooded. Of which case there'd be no protection.
Did it? I don't know.
Are you alright going by yourself?
Fine. Zach, go in elevator.
You would die. We want Boyo here. He's the Boyo dude.
Zach, not go in elevator?
No, Zach, stay here. We said, dude, don't die. Point out
Zach,
at Blob.
stay here.
You got the plan.
I will do my best not to die.
Awesome. Then come back and tell us you're not dead. That's important.
Yeah, if you come back and tell us you are dead, we'll be impressed but confused.
There is also the chance that this elevator just doesn't work.
That's also true.
And,
in which case we have to then find another alternate route. The reason why I was saying we should go to the top is we might be able to use their monitors and see what's going on to find out where the howls are so that Happy here could bring many smiles. Otherwise, we're going to be roaming around a little bit. That's all I'm thinking.
Excellent. Plan set. Let's go, Blob, friend. And Zach starts to walk towards the elevator.
I thought you were staying here.
Don't worry, Zach. I got this. You can stay here.
You're chipper again. You weren't, like, a while ago.
That's because he's going to danger. He always gets chipper when he's going to danger.
I've reformed.
Cheapskate, give the key card to Blobby.
It gets slurped into him. I press the button for the control room deck, if there is one.
And
Does that sound like a normal elevator functioning?
Nah, he'll be fine.
Okay.
Probably about a quarter of the elevator is, on the floor is all bloodied, and you got the howl that's behind you on the floor. Its right leg back leg twitches a little bit.
I want to slurp over top of it.
You want to, or you will?
I want to.
I will. So this is partially to see if it's still alive, partially to essentially copy it so that I could turn into it in the future if I needed to.
You definitely slob all over the top of it and around it, and it is dead. You suspect it's probably just the cells deteriorating and causing a few death twitches. And this fog from the corridor starts wafting in through the elevator doors. You can see in the distance people slumped on the ground. You can't tell whether they're dead or alive, but this fog has a very acidic smell to it. You can start to feel the fog, all burning through all of your cells.
Yikes.
I will slam an appendage on the elevator down button and try and return to where everyone else is.
The elevator doors slosh closed as it's dragging. It's just sort of like sloshing the blood. Well, there's blood everywhere. Elevator doors close, and you still have, some degree of the fog within the elevator. You can feel it burning your skin or your cells.
I notice that it is around the bottom, and I want to try and lift myself up through the hole and ride the elevator down.
With all the blood in the room, you've sort of tracked it up the wall, and it's making trying to get up the wall very tedious. You keep slipping, and you sort of slip so badly, you've almost fall straight back into, and get completely enveloped by the mist. And as the elevator, you're still like trying to climb up, and blood's you're just tracking blood up the wall, and it is burning you, and the elevator, yay. And as the elevator doors open, it's sort of like brings the stale, mouldy air in from the darkened corridors where the other three members of your trusted team are waiting. And
I form a mouth and start gasping for air.
You got this, buddy, but Arkeeak is backing away.
Yeah, don't go up there. There's a lot of dead people, or unconscious, but probably dead.
Okay, well... Huh.
Yeah, he feels it, and he starts to cough a bit, and he's just like, oh, fuck this! And he backs away from the cloud.
It's the sort of, it's not really overly noticeable. That's not really a fog per se, but there's definitely like this discoloration in up to about probably half a foot off the ground that sort of wafts out around you, and then sort of begins to dissipate and flow down the corridor as it's being pulled by the air. You think from the ventilation room the circulation of the air is pulling it down the corridor.
We need another plan.
Yeah. That did not work.
Yeah, don't go up there.
I was right. They've killed at least the command crew.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I definitely saw a couple bodies at least.
So where do we go then?
Well, if we... Yeah, I don't know. If we don't go there...
The main area?
I mean, if your theory is that they only knocked the guests out, if we go to a guest area, it might not be full of poison gas. We could at least investigate that possibility carefully.
Can we get there through the elevator? Do we have to go up through the racquetball?
That might be tricky. I don't think Szak fit through the door into the storage cupboard.
We could probably make the hole bigger.
No, not the hole in the to get into the storage cupboard that the hole is in at all.
We could probably make the storage cupboard bigger.
Do you remember there's a door that it's... Anyway. I guess we could try that.
Well, what should everyone feel more comfortable with?
Anything where we don't die, really. I'm not picky, aside from that.
So, do we let this clear and then take the elevator up, but not to the...
Well, I guess we can try the elevator then. We'll all fit in it. So...
Alright, they're out then going. I still want to know why the computer said no, it does go to other levels. Not yes, it does go to... But anyway.
Just a bit confused is all.
It's Australia. We do everything backwards.
I know.
Says the computer.
Once it's properly aired out, Arkeeak will tentatively move into the elevator.
Yep.
You should watch your
Seems
step.
safe.
It's a little bit slippery in there.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with the decor.
I distinctly remember telling them at the beginning that these white jumpsuits were a bad idea.
Aside from the blood that's pooled up all around the giant rat that's towards the back, that's been dragged, blood dragged through to the back, and it's pulled up where the howl is. For some reason, there's blood marks going up the wall as well, like as if something had tried to climb up the wall in a desperate attempt to escape the fog.
As if.
Arkeeak looks accusingly at Blobby. Doesn't say anything, just looks at him, raised eyebrows.
He pretends to whistle.
What does pretending to whistle sound like?
So once again, the doors sort of slosh closed. The blood's a little bit drier, so it's not sloshing as bad as it did when it...
It's just
first.
sticky. Great.
It's just sticky, yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about the stability of this elevator.
Where were we going?
I don't know who pushed the button. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Were we going to go to the main observation area where we came in, or are we going to go and look at the actual resident area where they're meant to be sleeping?
Which is least likely to be full of poison and poisonous clouds?
Maybe the open area, because it's more open. It would need a lot more to try to do that.
Maybe we try there first.
That would be my guess as well.
Start there. So, this job, so far, really not going how Thomas said it should.
No, a lot more work for what we're going to get paid.
Who's even gonna pay us?
Spoils of war, we'll find something.
Do some extermination work, they said. It'll be easy, they said. Alright, we're going to the open area.
Where you going? All right, so you have a level that's namely for crew. You're in like the sub-levels where everything runs, all the machinery, where all the stuff happens with regards to the operation of the center of the Crystal Palace. And obviously the control room is, well, available, but quite toxic at the moment. But you really only have one level for patrons, and it's divided up in a spoke wheel configuration. So the elevator comes out to like a central brightly lit area that's got like statuettes and thingies. What do you call them? Plants. And paintings on the walls, but it's the central areas where this elevator makes up one of the elevators, and this is essentially just the crew elevator. Around the other sides, guests don't have access to the elevators because they all exist within the same level, right? Okay, so and this elevator comes out in the middle, and there's corridors that lead off to the different spoked areas, and you come up to the guest area, and then the doors open, slurp open, and two pirates are standing there with guns drawn, pointed at the doors.
Just waiting for someone to
Yep.
show up.
Waiting for someone to show up. You see two humans standing there, very badly dressed. Not like, wearing stuff that, from the 80s or 90s from Earth, but badly as in, like, their clothes obviously smell. They're half-shaven, their hair is all ragged. Both of them are carrying weapons, well, a weapon each, that have big, rounded barrels with like a canister chamber on top of them. You kind of suspect that these might be some form of... you've seen these before. Generally, you would use them against civilian targets if you had to pacify a crowd. Some of these guns have freezing fluid. Some of them have glue. Some of them might be designed as, pop grenades. They're wearing leather-based armor, which is all tattered, and they're, like, as I said, foul-mouthed, yellowing teeth. Both of them have got grins, and roll initiative. And both of them fire. The guy on the left fires a stream of white, foamy froth at you, and it slams you in the face, and as it hits, it turns to gelatin, and it sticks all over your head and the top of your shoulders.
I mean, mechanically, what does that do? Does that mean I can't do anything?
Okay, so mechanically, now, and because it hits you in the face, it stings and burns your eyes, and as you close your eyes, they literally, your eyelids stick closed.
Oh no.
Okay.
Your vision is obscured. The guy on the right, again, stream of white foam. It hits your right leg, and it instantly turns to gelatin and flows down your leg, and right leg, it feels glued to the floor.
Szak yells out, "He slimed me!"
So at the moment, Ken, Szak his movement score is 0, so he can't move. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to break free, you would have to roll a strength -100 to break free.
As Szak is wrapped in goo, the two pirates look rather pleased with themselves. The big threat, the only real threat, has now been neutralized. It is at that moment that one of them realizes that that's a barrel that is pointing in his direction. And as he starts to call out and raise his hand, Arkeeak fires. The bolt punches a hole straight through his palm and then tears into his arm. It shatters the bone and tears large chunks of flesh and muscle and throws it down the hall. The pirate spins, falls to his knees and onto his face, where he starts to thrash and scream. Arkeeak reloads.
All right.
Now, to get the stuff off my my face, you said that was a check. That was a lesser check than the one gluing me to the floor.
I mean, as soon as you put your hand on your face, it would glue to your face, right?
Arkeeak watches as Szak rips the glue from his face. How's your face still attached? And as the hall is filled with the sound of the minigun,
Okay. 1-7 and 1-8.
Hammered his. It looks like you've hammered his right leg, his right leg, left arm, and head 3 times. There's no point in even rolling damage because
He's a little bit dead.
Dead. You could say from the right leg going all the way up to the left arm through to the head. And yeah, three shots into the leg. You've managed to catch his left leg once, and then slammed 3 shots into his left arm, and then 3 into his head.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, well, he is surprised.
I bet.
I don't need him to roll.
Is he? Is he anything anymore?
And now I can say it. I am Szak.
Arkeeak just looks up at him. You've got to be kidding me, mate.
Okay. So, Emily, were you going to shoot the one remaining guy? Because this is wildly.
Yeah, I think I'll aim at the living one.
All right. He's
but
on the ground screaming. Yep.
I can't. I cannot. I find his screaming too distracting, and I'm just like, he's giving me a headache. I don't... Somebody else deal with this guy, please.
Terra steps to the side of Szak and lets off a round, which slams in at the front of the guy who's on the ground screaming in pain with her M20 blaster.
Maybe we question him.
All right.
The dead guy?
Yeah, that was my thinking.
Yeah.
That is exactly why I shot the ground instead of his head. That is
was
a great
planned
idea, Szak.
Tactic.
I was about to shoot him, but then at the last second I realized, yes, we should be questioning him. Probably. But if someone else wants to shoot him, I mean, we don't have to question him.
Szak, think like human.
Exactly.
I want to kill him, so...
go for it then.
So I'm going to launch myself at him, and as I move past...
Launch yourself at him?
Yeah, I'm a blob. I don't really, walk anywhere. And as I move around Szak, I'm going to form a 2-handed sword out of my body and try and slice him in half. That is a hit.
That's a hit. Okay, so your sword buries deep into the left side, into his collarbone, and snaps it clean straight through. As the guy was, and then he literally goes quiet, and blood starts seeping out.
Oh, good. He stopped screaming.
Sword arm.
Sore arm.
Yeah. And blood's, dripping onto the floor, oozing onto the floor. And you think he's still alive and yet unconscious, but will probably expire very soon if you don't do something to stop the injuries. And his right arm's folded up at a really awkward angle behind him.
Szak will start yelling at him like a "Why are you here?" type of thing.
And they don't answer. And
Well,
Szak's still stuck to the floor.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I can make another check to get out of that.
You've still got glue on your head and stuff, so currently your hand is glued to your gun. The hand that you used to wipe the glue out of your face. Oh.
What was with the glue gun?
I think they were trying to capture people, possibly thinking they were regulars.
Nah.
I was guessing it was a non-lethal weapon of some description.
Well, I'm sure it is, unless they glue your nose and mouth shut.
How you doing, big guy?
Szak been better.
Sorry, Szak.
You didn't miss.
Nope.
True. Betsy, good girl.
The best.
Well, I'm getting out of this elevator.
I think this guy might still be alive.
So what do we do about that? I don't think he would be for very long, based on the look of that slice. We could try and stop the bleeding if you think we need him alive for some reason.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm perfectly happy to consume him.
Sorry, what? Notice behind him.
Yeah, wrapped around his neck is like a lead, and behind him, hanging on his back, is a gas mask.
It looks like if someone wants some protection from the gas, he has a gas mask.
Okay.
Well,
we should talk to him first, maybe try to ask him questions.
if we want to ask him anything, he's gonna need some serious first aid first.
People talk more when they dying.
I mean, even to get him conscious.
Yeah, you're not even sure you'll be able to get him conscious.
Look, if you want me to try, I can. No. Look, do we want to ask him questions? Is that important? I do have a thing I think I could inject him with and, bring him back. Pretty much.
Szak,
If you have something like that, I don't think you should waste it on him.
Well, I have more than one.
Really?
Yeah? What, you go on missions without some kind of medical something or other?
That sounds expensive.
Yeah? So? But I could stop him bleeding and stop him dying if we felt it was important. Do we want to talk to him or not? I can let him bleed out, or I can jab him with something that'll stop that.
Doesn't particularly matter to me.
Yeah, me either.
Well, if it's not that important, I'm not going to waste it. Battlelords of the 23rd Century is available from 23rd Century Productions LLC, starring Emily as Terra, Shadow as some sort of nameless blob, Ken as Szak, Ghost as Arkeeak, and RavenInsane as the storyteller. Sounds and music provided by Syrinscape, tabletop audio, and other licensed options. This has been a Crit Fail production. Thanks for listening.
I'll hold action till after his turn, or do I have to specifically say?
Yeah.
I can do that?
Nope.
No.
Yep.
No. No. Yes.
Yes?
Which one is it?
What?
Right. What happens if we go up there and I just instantly die?
Then we will be very sad, but we'll be happy that we didn't go up there with you.
Uh-huh.